Life is a game, and in every game, the element of surprise holds unmatched power. Think about it. History is littered with stories of underdogs who triumphed against all odds. And if you peel back the layers of these tales, one element stands out time and again: the unexpected move. The shift that no one predicted. The strategy no one saw coming. It's this element of surprise that can turn the tide in your favor. And no matter how stacked the odds may seem, most people live within predictable patterns. They follow routines, operate within familiar frameworks, and stick to what they know. This predictability is comforting, but it's also limiting. When you move within those lines, you become visible and vulnerable. People know what to expect, how to counter you, and how to keep you contained. But when you break free from that mold, when you do something that defies expectation, you disrupt the entire playing field. Think about the most successful innovators, leaders, and game changers of our time. They didn't succeed because they followed the rules. They succeeded because they broke them. They redefined what was possible and introduced ideas, actions, and strategies that no one else had the courage or vision to consider. They turned the unexpected into their greatest weapon. But let's get personal here. What does this mean for you? It means that you have to challenge the way you've been operating. Look at your life, your work, your relationships, and your goals. Ask yourself, am I playing it safe? Am I predictable? Am I moving in a way that others can see coming? If the answer is yes, then you're handing your power to those who can anticipate your every move. The power of the unexpected starts with a willingness to disrupt your own patterns. It begins when you decide to step away from the comfortable and familiar and instead embrace the unknown. This is not about being reckless or random. It's about being strategic and deliberate. It's about studying the game so deeply that you understand where to bend the rules, where to pivot, and where to innovate. Imagine walking into a room where everyone thinks they know who you are and what you bring to the table. They've sized you up, made assumptions, and already decided how this will play out. Now, imagine flipping that script entirely. You say something they never expected, you act in a way that defies their assumptions, or you execute a move so bold and so precise that it leaves them stunned. That's the power of the unexpected. This doesn't just apply to grand gestures or dramatic changes. It can be as subtle as a change in your tone, a shift in your energy, or a decision to act when everyone else is waiting. It's about finding the cracks in the system and exploiting them in a way that no one else can. It's about seeing opportunities where others see limitations and using those moments to propel yourself forward. Here's the truth: people are always watching, even when you think they're not. They're assessing, judging, and forming narratives about who you are and what you're capable of. The beauty of the unexpected is that it forces them to rewrite those narratives. It keeps them on their toes. It creates a sense of mystery and intrigue that works in your favor. But don't confuse this with being unpredictable for the sake of it. The power of the unexpected lies in its precision. It's about choosing your moments wisely. It's about striking when it matters most and doing so with intention and clarity. It's not about being flashy or over the top. It's about being effective. The unexpected is also deeply rooted in confidence. To pull off a move that no one sees coming, you have to believe in yourself at a level that transcends doubt. You have to trust your instincts, your preparation, and your ability to adapt in real time. Because here's the thing: when you do the unexpected, you're stepping into uncharted territory. There's no roadmap, no guarantee, and no safety net. It's just you and your ability to rise to the occasion. That's where the magic happens. In those moments of uncertainty, when you're operating outside the bounds of what's known and familiar, you tap into a reservoir of strength and creativity that you didn't even know you had. You become sharper, more focused, and more capable than ever before. And here's another truth: people respect the unexpected. It commands attention. It signals courage and originality. When you make a move that surprises everyone, you not only disrupt their expectations, but you also earn their respect. You become someone they can't ignore, someone they have to reckon with. So the question is, are you ready to embrace the power of the unexpected? Are you willing to break free from the patterns that have kept you predictable and step into a realm where anything is possible? Because when you do, you'll discover a level of impact and influence that you never thought possible. The unexpected isn't just a strategy, it's a way of life. Self-doubt is the silent killer of potential. It doesn't shout. It doesn't make a dramatic entrance. It creeps in quietly, whispering in your ear at the worst possible moments. It tells you you're not ready, that you don't have what it takes, that someone else is better, smarter, more capable. And the worst part, most people believe it. They let that voice dictate their actions. They hesitate when they should move forward. They play small when they should go big. They hold back their ideas, their dreams, their ambitions, because self-doubt has convinced them that failure is inevitable. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is a lie. It is not reality. It is not a reflection of your abilities. It is simply a mental construct, a conditioned response that has been drilled into you through past experiences, fears, and external influences. The first step to overcoming self-doubt is recognizing that it is separate from who you are. You are not your doubts. You are not your fears. You are the observer of those thoughts, and because you are the observer, you have the power to control them. Think about this. When you were a child, you didn't doubt yourself. You didn't question whether you could walk, run, or speak. You just did it. You failed, you got back up, and you tried again. It wasn't until the world told you to be careful, to be realistic, to lower your expectations, that doubt began to take hold. So the question is, where did your self-doubt come from? Was it from a past failure, a criticism that stuck with you, a comparison to someone who seemed to be ahead? Most of the time, self-doubt is rooted in experiences that have nothing to do with your current reality. Maybe you failed in the past, but that doesn't mean you will fail now. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough, but that was just their opinion, not the truth. Self-doubt thrives in uncertainty. The moment you step outside your comfort zone, it gets louder. Why? Because your brain is wired for survival, not success. It wants to keep you safe. And to your brain, safe means familiar. The moment you try something new, whether it's starting a business, speaking on stage, or making a bold decision, your brain sounds the alarm. Stay where you are. Don't take the risk. What if you fail? But the problem with listening to that voice is that it keeps you stuck. It keeps you in the same patterns, the same habits, the same limitations. And if you keep giving in to self-doubt, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. So how do you break free? How do you silence the voice of doubt and move forward with certainty? First, you take action. Self-doubt feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger it gets. But the moment you take a step forward, no matter how small, you weaken its grip. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can handle discomfort, that you can move forward even when you don't have all the answers. Second, you reframe failure. Most people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their worth. But failure is not an identity, it's an event. It's a lesson. It's feedback. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. The difference: they didn't let failure define them. They used it as fuel. Third, you shift your focus. Self-doubt keeps you focused on what could go wrong. But confidence is built by focusing on what could go right. What if you succeed? What if you surprise yourself? What if this move changes everything? Your mind is a powerful tool, and whatever you focus on expands. If you constantly focus on doubt, you will find reasons to hesitate. But if you focus on possibilities, on progress, on the potential for success, you will find reasons to take action. Another powerful way to crush self-doubt is to change your language. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Are you saying things like, I don't think I can do this, or I'm not good enough? If so, stop, challenge those thoughts, replace them with statements of power. I am capable. I am learning. I am getting stronger every day. Your words shape your reality. And if you speak doubt, you will live in doubt. Surrounding yourself with the right people is also crucial. Self-doubt is contagious, but so is confidence. If you're constantly around people who doubt themselves, who settle for mediocrity, who reinforce limiting beliefs, then your own self-doubt will thrive. But if you surround yourself with people who think big, who push past fear, who believe in themselves, their mindset will rub off on you. The key to overcoming self-doubt isn't waiting for it to disappear, it's acting in spite of it. Confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward even when fear is present. And the more you do that, the quieter self-doubt becomes. Energy is everything. It's the difference between hesitation and action, between doubt and certainty, between failure and success. At any given moment, your energy dictates the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you perform. And the most powerful thing you can realize is that you control it. You have the ability to shift your energy in an instant. Not tomorrow, not next week right now. Most people don't understand this. They wake up feeling sluggish, uninspired, stuck in a routine that drains them, and they accept it as normal. They think energy is something that just happens to them, something outside of their control. But that's not true. Energy is a state, and just like any state, it can be changed. Think about the moments in your life when you felt unstoppable. Maybe it was a time when you achieved something you never thought possible. Maybe it was a moment of victory, a breakthrough, or a realization that changed everything for you. What was different about those moments? Your energy. You were fully engaged, fully alive, fully present. You weren't overthinking, you weren't hesitating, you were in motion. Now contrast that with the moments when you felt stuck, when you doubted yourself, when you procrastinated. What was happening? Your energy was low. Your mind was in a cycle of uncertainty. You were physically, mentally, and emotionally in a weaker state. And because of that, you didn't take action. The good news, you don't have to wait for inspiration. You don't have to wait for motivation to strike. You can shift your energy on command. How? Through movement. Physiology dictates psychology. The way you use your body controls the way you feel. If you've ever watched a high-level athlete before a game, you've seen this in action. They don't walk onto the field sluggish, shoulders slumped, breathing shallow. No, they move. They jump, they stretch, they get their blood flowing. Because they know that energy is created through motion. If you're feeling low energy, uninspired, or stuck in your head, the fastest way to shift out of it is to move. Stand up. Breathe deeply. Shake out your body. Do push-ups. Go for a run. Jump. Shout. Change the way you're standing, the way you're breathing, the way you're holding yourself. Because the moment you change your physical state, your mental state follows. But movement isn't just physical, it's also about momentum. One of the biggest reasons people feel stuck is because they're overthinking instead of taking action. They analyze, they plan, they wait for the perfect moment, and in the process they kill their own energy. Because energy is built through forward motion. The moment you start moving, even if you don't have everything figured out, you generate energy. Think about a car sitting still. If you push it, it takes a huge amount of effort to get it moving. But once it's rolling, it becomes easier to keep going. That's momentum. And momentum is the cure for low energy. Another way to shift energy instantly is through focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you constantly focus on problems, on what's missing, on what's wrong, your energy will drop. But if you shift your focus to possibilities, to what you can control, to what excites you, your energy changes instantly. This is why gratitude is so powerful. Most people think gratitude is just some feel-good exercise, but it's actually a state changer. If you wake up feeling tired, overwhelmed, or frustrated, stop and focus on what you're grateful for. Not in some vague general way, but deeply think about the moments in your life that have brought you the most joy, the people who mean the most to you, the opportunities you have, the lessons you've learned. Feel it. Because the moment you shift your focus to gratitude, your energy rises. Another key to shifting energy is language. The words you use shape your experience. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I don't feel like it, your body responds to that. But if you tell yourself, I'm powerful, I'm unstoppable, I'm just getting started, your energy shifts to match those words. Watch the way you talk to yourself. Are you feeding your energy or draining it? Change your words and you change your state. Music is another tool. If you've ever felt tired but then heard a song that instantly lifted your mood, you know how powerful this is. Music bypasses logic and speaks directly to emotion. It changes your energy without you having to think about it. This is why top performers use music before they go on stage, before they compete, before they step into high-stakes moments. Because music creates an instant shift in state. Surroundings matter too. If you spend time in environments that drain you, negative people, uninspiring spaces, routines that feel lifeless, your energy will reflect that. But if you put yourself in places that inspire you, challenge you, make you feel alive, your energy will elevate naturally. Energy isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. Something you generate through movement, focus, language, music, environment, and action. And the faster you learn to control it, the faster you take control of your life. Patience is often misunderstood. People hear the word and associate it with waiting, passivity, or inaction. But true patience, strategic patience, is not about sitting still. It's about waiting with intention, about knowing when to hold back and when to strike. It's about understanding that timing is just as important as action, and that making a move at the right moment can be the difference between success and failure. The world rewards speed, but speed without direction is chaos. Too many people rush into decisions, chase immediate gratification, and act out of desperation rather than calculation. They want results now, success now, validation now. And in their impatience, they burn out and make reckless choices or settle for less than they're capable of. Strategic patience is different. It's the ability to see the bigger picture, to resist the urge to act prematurely, and to position yourself for maximum impact. It's the skill of reading the game before making a move. Think about chess beginners move impulsively, reacting to what's in front of them. Masters, on the other hand, think 5, 10 moves ahead. They don't just react, they anticipate. They let their opponent make the first mistake, and when the moment is right, they strike with precision. Look at the most successful people in any field: business, sports, entertainment, warfare. They all have one thing in common: they know how to wait, not in a passive way, but in a way that builds power. They don't rush into every opportunity. They don't make decisions based on emotions. They stay calm, they gather information, they observe patterns, and then, when the right moment comes, they move fast and with absolute certainty. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with patience is that they confuse waiting with weakness. They think that if they're not constantly doing something, they're falling behind. But action for the sake of action is a trap. The strongest people are the ones who know how to hold their energy, build their resources, and strike when the time is right. Think about an elite fighter. They don't swing wildly. They don't waste energy throwing random punches. They watch. They wait. They study their opponent, learn their tendencies, and then boom, one calculated hit, and the fight is over. That's strategic patience. The same principle applies to your goals, your business, your relationships, and your personal growth. If you chase everything, you dilute your power. If you make moves based on impulse, you make mistakes that could have been avoided. But if you learn to trust the process, if you learn to wait with purpose, you set yourself up for explosive success. Strategic patience isn't just about external actions, it's also about internal discipline. It's about controlling your emotions when things aren't happening as fast as you want. Most people give up not because they lack potential, but because they lack patience. They plant seeds, but when they don't see results immediately, they abandon them. They don't realize that growth happens beneath the surface before it ever becomes visible. This is why so many people quit before they succeed. They think their efforts aren't working because they can't see immediate results. But success is not instant. It's a delayed reaction to consistent effort. The work you put in today might not pay off tomorrow or even next month, but if you stay the course, the breakthrough will come. Strategic patience also means knowing when not to react. In life, people will provoke you, test you, try to off your game. And if you respond emotionally, if you react to every little thing, you waste your energy on battles that don't matter. Strength isn't always about fighting, it's about knowing which fights are worth your time. This applies in business. Sometimes the best move is to let your competitors make the first mistake. Let them show their hand. Let them expose their weaknesses. If you're always reacting, you're not in control. But if you wait, watch, and learn, you can move with power when the opportunity presents itself. This applies in negotiations. The person who speaks first usually loses. Impatient people feel the need to fill silence, to prove their worth, to rush into deals. But those who master strategic patience hold their ground. They stay silent when necessary. They let the other side reveal their position. And because they're not desperate, they come out ahead. This applies in personal growth. Some of the biggest transformations in life don't happen overnight. If you want to build strength, develop a skill, or create lasting success, you have to embrace the long game. You have to understand that real mastery takes time. If you rush the process, you get surface level results. But if you commit to steady progress, the results compound into something extraordinary. Strategic patience is not about waiting indefinitely, it's about waiting with a plan. It's about knowing what you want, preparing yourself, and having the discipline to wait for the perfect moment to strike. Success isn't just about skill, effort, or talent, it's about psychology. It's about knowing how to read people, how to anticipate their moves, how to control the battlefield before the first move is even made. This is psychological warfare, and it's one of the most powerful tools you can master. Most people go through life playing defense. They react to situations, to people, to circumstances, always responding instead of directing. But the people who dominate, whether in business, competition, negotiation, or leadership, understand one thing: control the mind, and you control the game. Psychological warfare isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding human nature at a deeper level than anyone else. It's about recognizing patterns, reading emotions, and influencing outcomes before your opponent even knows what's happening. The best chess players don't just think about their next move, they think about their opponent's next 10. They don't just play the board, they play the person across from them. Most people give away their power because they are too predictable. They are easy to read. Their emotions are on display. Their reactions are obvious. And because of that, they are easy to control. But the ones who understand psychological warfare, they know how to stay calm under pressure, how to project confidence even when things aren't going their way, how to make our opponents second guess themselves. One of the strongest weapons in psychological warfare is silence. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. They rush to fill it. They talk too much, they reveal their weaknesses, they give away their thoughts. But the most powerful individuals know that silence makes others uneasy. It forces them to reveal more than they intended. It puts them on edge, makes them question themselves. In a negotiation, the person who speaks first loses power. If you can sit in silence, if you can control your reactions, you already have the upper hand. Another powerful tool is unpredictability. Predictable people are easy to control. If your opponent knows what you're going to do before you do it, you've already lost. But if you're unpredictable, if they can't read your next move, if they can't anticipate your reaction, you own the mental game. This is how great leaders and strategists stay ahead. They never let their enemies know their full strategy. They move in ways that force their opponents to stay on edge, always guessing, never comfortable. Think about some of the greatest power moves in history. They weren't just about brute force, they were about outthinking the competition. Julius Caesar didn't conquer Rome by being stronger, he won by breaking expectations and crossing the Rubicon when no one thought he would. Napoleon wasn't the tallest, strongest, or most physically intimidating leader, but he understood how to manipulate perception, making his armies appear larger, more powerful, more invincible than they actually were. Perception is one of the greatest weapons in psychological warfare. People believe what they see, and the way you present yourself dictates how they respond to you. If you carry yourself with confidence, if you speak with authority, if you project power even when you don't feel it, people will believe in your strength. Your body language, your tone, your presence all communicate power or weakness before you even say a word. Another key to psychological warfare is controlling emotions, both yours and theirs. Most people are easily provoked. They react emotionally, they get defensive, they get flustered. And the moment they do, they've already lost the mental game. But if you can stay calm under pressure, if you can hold your emotions in check while others lose theirs, you gain an enormous advantage. Even more powerful, knowing how to push the right buttons in others. Everyone has emotional triggers, insecurities, doubts, fears. If you can identify what makes someone uneasy, what makes them second guess themselves, what makes them react impulsively, you can control them without them even realizing it. Great debaters, negotiators, and leaders understand this. They know how to subtly introduce doubt into their one's mind, how to make them overthink, how to get them to make mistakes out of frustration or fear. Psychological warfare is also about playing the long game. Most people are impatient. They want results now, victories now, validation now. But true power comes from setting traps and waiting. It comes from knowing that sometimes the best move is to do nothing, to let your opponent get overconfident, to let them make the first mistake, to let them think they're in control. And then when the time is right, you strike. Another key strategy, reframing reality. The most powerful people in the world don't just accept the world as it is, they shape it. They control the narrative. They decide what things mean. If something goes wrong, they don't see it as failure. They turn it into a lesson, a stepping stone, a power move. If someone doubts them, they don't internalize it, they turn that doubt into fuel. If they face resistance, they don't see it as a wall, they see it as a challenge to overcome. This is one of the most powerful psychological tactics controlling how you interpret events. Because the person who controls the meaning of a situation controls how they respond. And the person who controls how they respond controls the outcome. Psychological warfare isn't about deceit, it's about strategy. It's about knowing how to navigate situations in a way that gives you the greatest advantage. It's about mastering yourself first so that no one else can control you. It's about understanding people so deeply that you can move through life playing a game that most don't even realize exists. The best players don't just play harder, they play smarter. The mind is the battlefield where all victories and defeats are decided before they ever manifest in reality. It is the foundation of everything you accomplish or fail to accomplish. Your mind determines how you respond to setbacks, how you face fear, how you push through pain, and whether you rise above challenges or let them consume you. Most people lose not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity. They lose because they haven't mastered their mindset. They let doubt creep in, they let fear control their actions, and they allow circumstances to dictate their potential. But the ones who win, they operate from an unstoppable mindset, a mindset that refuses to accept failure as final, that embraces adversity as fuel, and that never ever quits. An unstoppable mindset is built on three fundamental pillars: belief, resilience, and action. 1. The power of belief. Every achievement in history, every breakthrough, every great feat started the same way someone believed it was possible. Someone refused to accept limitations, refused to listen to doubters, and refused to let external circumstances define their destiny. Belief is not just positive thinking, it is the core foundation of success. The way you see yourself, the way you see your abilities, and the way you see your future determine the actions you take. If you believe you're limited, you'll play small. If you believe success is for other people, you'll hesitate. If you believe you're not capable, you won't even try. But if you train your mind to believe in your own power, you unlock potential that most people never even tap into. You stop waiting for permission. You stop making excuses. You stop holding back. You start showing up in a way that demands success. One of the biggest mindset shifts you can make is understanding that belief is not something you're born with, it's something you build. It's something you cultivate through experience, through repetition, through surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger. Look at any great leader, athlete, or entrepreneur. Were they always confident? No. But they built that belief through action. They started before they felt ready. They proved to themselves through effort, through struggle, through progress that they were capable. And with every small win, their belief grew stronger. You don't need to have unshakable belief from the start. You just need enough belief to take the next step. And then another. And then another. Because belief is not what you wait for, it's what you earn through relentless action. 2, the power of resilience. Life will test you. The journey to success is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and failures. There will be moments when you feel exhausted, when nothing seems to be working, when doubt whispers in your ear telling you to care. This is where most people give up. This is where the weak fall away. But an unstoppable mindset is built on resilience, the ability to take a hit and keep moving forward. The ability to fail and learn instead of retreat. The ability to see every challenge not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone. Most people think resilience is about being naturally tough. It's not. Resilience is a decision. It's the decision to get back up one more time than you fall. It's the decision to see struggle as growth. It's the decision to keep pushing when your body, your mind, and the world are telling you to stop. Resilience is built through exposure. If you always avoid discomfort, you never develop the strength to handle it. If you always quit when things get tough, you train yourself to surrender instead of fight. But if you lean into challenges, if you embrace adversity, if you seek out struggle as an opportunity to build mental toughness, you develop an unstoppable resilience that no one can break. Look at the people who succeed at the highest levels. They are the ones who have endured the most. They didn't get there because everything was easy. They got there because they refused to quit, because they saw setbacks as lessons, because they used pain as fuel. You have to condition your mind to see struggle differently. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as tests. Instead of seeing failure as proof that you're not good enough, see it as feedback on how to get better. Instead of seeing rejection as personal, see it as redirection. Your ability to handle adversity determines how far you go. Most people break when pressure hits. The unstoppable ones, they rise. They use pain to sharpen them. They use setbacks as motivation. They use failure as fuel for the next breakthrough. 3, the power of action. Nothing in life changes without action. You can have the strongest beliefs and the toughest resilience, but if you don't take massive, relentless action, nothing happens. An unstoppable mindset is rooted in a bias for action. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't overthink. It doesn't hesitate. It moves imperfectly, urgently, with intensity. Most people lose momentum because they spend too much time planning, analyzing, waiting for conditions to be perfect. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. There will never be a perfect time, a perfect plan, a perfect opportunity. The only way to make progress is to start before you're ready and adjust as you go. Momentum is built through action. Confidence is built through action. Progress is built through action. You don't think your way into success, you move your way into success. The most successful people in the world don't have all the answers when they start. They don't wait until they feel confident. They take action despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite doubt. And because of that, they create momentum that most people never experience. You have to train yourself to move. Set a goal. Take action immediately. Have an idea. Execute before doubt has a chance to creep in. Feel fear? Move toward it instead of away from it. The more you take action, the more unstoppable you become. Because action eliminates fear. Action builds belief. Action forces growth. An unstoppable mindset is not something you're born with. It's something you build through discipline, through adversity, through consistent action. It's the mindset that refuses to accept failure as final, that turns obstacles into fuel, that sees setbacks as setups for a comeback. It's the mindset that says no matter what happens, I will keep moving forward.